San Marino. San Marino, /San Marino, Italian, Romagnol, San Marino or San Maroin, officially the Republic of San Marino, Italian, Repubblica di San Marino, and also known as the Most Serene Republic of San Marino, Italian, Serenissima Repubblica di San Marino, is a European microstate and enclave within Italy. Located on the northeastern side of the Apennine Mountains, it is the fifth smallest country in the world, with a land area of just over 61 square kilometers, 23 plus half a square mile, and a population of 33,660 as of 2022. San Marino is a landlocked country, however, its northeastern end is within 10 kilometers, 6 miles, of the Italian city of Rimini on the Adriatic coast. The country's capital city, the city of San Marino, is located atop Monte Titano, while its largest settlement is Dogana, within the municipality of Serravalle. San Marino's official language is Italian. The country derives its name from Saint Marinus, a stonemason from the then Roman island of Rab in present-day Croatia. According to legendary accounts, he was born in 275 AD, participated in the rebuilding of Rimini's city walls after their destruction by Liburnian pirates, and later founded an independent monastic community on Monte Titano in 301 AD. Thus, San Marino lays claim to being the oldest extant sovereign state, as well as the oldest constitutional republic. Uniquely, San Marino's constitution dictates that its democratically elected legislature, the Grand and General Council, must elect 2 heads of state every 6 months. Known as the Captain's Regent, they serve concurrently and with equal powers. The country's economy is mainly based on finance, industry, services, retail, and tourism. It is one of the wealthiest countries in the world in GDP per capita, with a figure comparable to the most developed European regions. Despite this, its Human Development Index score is 44th, the lowest in Western Europe. Its healthcare system ranked 3rd in the first-ever World Health Organization analysis of the world's health systems. History. According to legendary accounts that are first recorded centuries after he is suggested to have lived, Saint Marinus left the island of Rab in present-day Croatia with his lifelong friend Leo, and went to the city of Rimini as a stonemason. After the Diocletianic persecution following his Christian sermons, he escaped to the nearby Monte Titano, where he built a small church and thus founded what is now the city and state of San Marino. According to William Miller, these accounts of the origin of San Marino are a mixture of fables and miracles, but perhaps contain some grains of fact. The earliest historical evidence for a monastic community in San Marino dates to the 5th or 6th century AD, when a monk named Eugippius recorded that another monk had lived in a monastery in the area. In 1291, San Marino appealed to the Bishop of Arezzo, Ildebrandino Guidi di Ravenna, against the contribution demands by the Vicario del Montefeltro. Jurist Palamede di Rimini decided in favor of San Marino and recognized its tax exemption from tributes demands of Montefeltro. In 1296, when Guglielmo Durante was the governor of Romagna, Sammarinese appealed to Pope Boniface VIII against the further requests by the Montefeltro podestas regarding tributes. Abbot Ranieri di Sant'Anastasio was assigned to judge the dispute. A long process was held using various witnesses and sources to determine San Marino tax's exemption status. The verdict was probably in favor of the autonomy of San Marino, as later the state did not pay taxes to the Montefeltro. In 1320, the community of Chisanuova chose to join the country. In 1463, San Marino was enlarged by the inclusion of the communities of Faietano, Fiorentino, Montegiardino, and Serravalle. Since then, the country's borders have remained unchanged. In 1503, Cesare Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander VI, occupied the republic for 6 months until his father's successor, Pope Julius II, intervened and restored the country's independence. On the 4th of June 1543, Fabiano di Monte Sansovino, nephew of the later Pope Julius III, attempted to conquer the republic, but his infantry and cavalry failed as they got lost in a dense fog, which the Sammarinese attributed to Saint Quirinus, whose feast day it was. After the Duchy of Urbino was annexed by the Papal States in 1625, San Marino became an enclave within the Papal States. This led to its seeking the formal protection of the Papal States in 1631. But this never amounted to a de facto papal control of the Republic. The country was occupied on 17 October 1739 by the legate, papal governor, of Ravenna, Cardinal Giulio Alberoni, but independence was restored by Pope Clement XII on 5 February 1740, the feast day of Saint Agatha, after which she became a patron saint of the Republic. The advance of Napoleon's army in 1797 presented a brief threat to the independence of San Marino, but the country was saved from losing its liberty by one of its regents, Antonio Onofre, who managed to gain the respect and friendship of Napoleon. Due to Onofre's intervention, Napoleon promised, in a letter to Gaspard Monge, scientist and commissary of the French government for science and art, to guarantee and protect the independence of the Republic, even offering to extend its territory according to its needs. The offer was declined by the regents, fearing future retaliation from other states' revanchism. During the later phase of the Italian unification process in the 19th century, San Marino served as a refuge for many people persecuted because of their support for unification, including Giuseppe Garibaldi and his wife Anita. Garibaldi allowed San Marino to remain independent. San Marino and the Kingdom of Italy signed a convention of friendship in 1862. The government of San Marino made United States President Abraham Lincoln an honorary citizen. He wrote in reply, saying that the Republic proved that government founded on Republican principles is capable of being so administered as to be secure and enduring. 28th century onwards. During World War I, when Italy declared war on Austria-Hungary on 24 May 1915, San Marino remained neutral and Italy adopted a hostile view of Sammarinese neutrality, suspecting that San Marino could harbor Austrian spies who could be given access to its new radio-telegraph station. Italy tried to forcibly establish a detachment of carabinieri in the Republic and then cut the Republic's telephone lines when it did not acquiesce. Two groups of 10 volunteers joined the Italian forces in the fighting on the Italian front, the first as combatants and the second as a medical corps operating a Red Cross field hospital. The existence of this hospital later caused Austria-Hungary to suspend diplomatic relations with San Marino. After the war, San Marino suffered from high rates of unemployment and inflation, leading to increased tension between the lower and middle classes. The latter, fearing that the moderate government of San Marino would make concessions to the lower-class majority, began to show support for the Sammarinese fascist party, Partito Fascista Sammarinese, PFS, founded in 1922 and styled largely on their Italian counterpart. PFS rule lasted from 1923 to 1943, and during this time they often sought support from Benito Mussolini's fascist government in Italy. During World War II, San Marino remained neutral, although it was wrongly reported in an article in the New York Times that it had declared war on the United Kingdom on 17 September 1940. The Sammarinese government later transmitted a message to the British stating that they had not actually declared war. On 28 July 1943, 3 days after the fall of the fascist regime in Italy, PFS rule collapsed and the new government declared neutrality in the conflict. The PFS regained power on 1 April 1944, but kept neutrality intact. Despite that, on 26 June 1944, San Marino was bombed by the Royal Air Force, in the belief that San Marino had been overrun by German forces and was being used to amass stores and ammunition. The Sammarinese government declared on the same day that no military installations or equipment were located on its territory, and that no belligerent forces had been allowed to enter. San Marino accepted thousands of civilian refugees when Allied forces went over the Gothic Line. In September 1944, it was briefly occupied by German forces, who were defeated by Allied forces in the Battle of San Marino. San Marino had the world's first democratically elected communist government, a coalition between the Sammarinese Communist Party and the Sammarinese Socialist Party, which held office between 1945 and 1957. The coalition lost power through the Fatih di Rovereta. San Marino became a member of the Council of Europe in 1988 and of the United Nations in 1992. It is not a member of the European Union, although it uses the euro as its currency, despite not legally being part of the eurozone. Before the introduction of the euro, the country's currency was the Sammarinese lira. As of June 2020, San Marino had the highest death rate per capita of any country, due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. In April 2021, it was reported that San Marino was using the Russian Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine rather than vaccines approved by the EU, following a slow rollout for the latter vaccines. On the 31st of August 2022, San Marino officials voted to legalize abortion in the republic, to be paid for by the public health system, one of the last European states to have had the procedure outlawed under all circumstances. 32 members of the legislature approved the bill while 10 abstained and 7 voted against. Geography. San Marino is an enclave surrounded by Italy in southern Europe, on the border between the regions of Emilia-Romagna and Marche and about 10 kilometers, 6 miles, from the Adriatic coast at Rimini. Its hilly topography, with no substantial naturally flat ground, is part of the Apennine mountain range. The highest point in the country, the summit of Monte Titano, is 749 meters, 2,457 feet, above sea level. The lowest, the Orsa River, ending in the Marecchia, is 55 meters, 180 feet. San Marino has no still or contained bodies of water of any significant size. It is one of only 3 countries in the world to be completely enclosed by another country, the others being Vatican City, also enclosed by Italy, and Lesotho, enclosed by South Africa. It is the 3rd smallest country in Europe, after Vatican City and Monaco, and the 5th smallest country in the world. The terrestrial ecoregion of Italian sclerophyllous and semi-deciduous forests lies within San Marino's territory. The country had a 2019 Forest Landscape Integrity Index mean score of 0.01/10, ranking it last globally out of 172 countries. Climate. San Marino has a humid subtropical climate, Köppen climate classification, CFA, with some continental influences. It has warm to hot summers and cool winters, typical of inland areas of the central Italian peninsula. Precipitation is scattered throughout the year with no real dry month. Snowfalls are common and heavy almost every winter, especially above 400 to 500 meters, 1,300 to 1,600 feet, of elevation. Government. San Marino has the political framework of a parliamentary representative democratic republic. The captains regent are heads of state, and there is a pluriform multi-party system. Executive power is exercised by the government. Although there is no formal head of government, the Secretary for Foreign and Political Affairs is in many ways equal to the Prime Minister in other countries. Legislative power is vested in both the government and the Grand and General Council. The judiciary is independent of the executive and the legislature. San Marino is considered to have the earliest written governing documents still in effect, as the statutes of 1600 are still at the core of its constitutional framework. San Marino was originally led by the Oringo, initially formed from the heads of each family. In the 13th century, power was given to the Grand and General Council. In 1243, the first 2 captains regent were nominated by the council. Still today, captains regent are elected every 6 months by the council. The legislature of the republic is the Grand and General Council, Concilio Grande Generale. The council is a unicameral legislature with 60 members. There are elections every 5 years by proportional representation in all 9 administrative districts. These districts, townships, correspond to the old parishes of the Republic. All citizens 18 years or older are eligible to vote. Besides general legislation, the Grand and General Council approves the budget and elects the captains regent, the State Congress, composed of 10 secretaries with executive power, the Council of 12, which forms the judicial branch during the period of legislature of the Council, the advising commissions, and the government unions. The Council also has the power to ratify treaties with other countries. The council is divided into 5 different advising commissions consisting of 15 councillors who examine, propose, and discuss the implementation of new laws that are on their way to being presented on the floor of the council. Every 6 months, the council elects 2 captains regent to be the heads of state. The captains are chosen from opposing parties so that there is a balance of power. They serve a 6-month term. The investiture of the captain's regent takes place on the 1st of April and the 1st of October in every year. Once this term is over, citizens have 3 days in which to file complaints about the captain's activities. If they warrant it, judicial proceedings against the ex-heads of state can be initiated. The practice of having 2 heads of state chosen in frequent elections is derived directly from the customs of the Roman Republic. The council is equivalent to the Roman Senate, the captain's regent, to the consuls of ancient Rome. It is thought the inhabitants of the area came together as Roman rule collapsed to form a rudimentary government for their own protection from foreign rule. San Marino is a multi-party democratic republic. A new election law in 2008 raised the threshold for small parties entering parliament, causing political parties to organize themselves into 2 alliances, the right-wing Pact for San Marino, led by the San Marinese Christian Democratic Party, and the left-wing Reforms and Freedom, led by the Party of Socialists and Democrats, a merger of the Socialist Party of San Marino and the former Communist Party of Democrats. The 2008 general election was won by the Pact for San Marino with 35 seats in the Grand and General Council against Reforms and Freedom's 25. On the 1st of October 2007, Mirko Tomasoni was elected as Captain Regent, making him the first disabled person elected to that office. San Marino has had more female heads of state than any other country, 15 as of October 2014, including 3 who served twice. On the 1st of April 2022, 58-year-old Paolo Rondelli was elected as one of the 2 captains regent. He had previously been the ambassador to the United States and is the world's first openly gay head of state. Administrative divisions. San Marino is geographically divided into 9 castelli, lit. Castles, equivalent to a municipality, each of which contains a capital, capoluogo, with other population centers sorted into curazi, equivalent to Italian frazioni. Each castello is led by a castle captain, Italian, capitano di castello, and a castle council, giunta di castello, elected every 5 years. The 9 castelli are the city of San Marino, which is San Marino's capital city, Acquaviva, Borgo Maggiore, Cesano Ova, Domagnano, Faetano, Fiorentino, Montegiardino, and Serravalle. San Marino's 44 curazi are Carballone, Carchiavello, Cargionino, Carmeloni, Caragni, Carigo, Calungo, Di Sopra and Di Sotto, Caladino, Caligaria, Canepa, Capan, Casale, Castellaro, Serbiola, Cinquevi, Confine, Corianino, Crocial, Dogana, Falcano, Fiorina, Galavotto, Gualdixiolo, La Serra, Lesignano, Molarini, Montalbo, Montepulito, Mirata, Pianuxi, Piandivello, Poggio Casalino, Poggio Cesano Ova, Ponte Meleni, Roveretta, San Giovanni sotto la Penne, Santa Mostiola, Spazio Giannoni, Teglio, Taraxia, Valragani, Di Sopra and Di Sotto, Valgerata, and Ventoso. Military. San Marino's military forces are among the smallest in the world. National defense is, by arrangement, the responsibility of Italy's armed forces. Different branches have varied functions, including performing ceremonial duties, patrolling borders, mounting guard at government buildings, and assisting police in major criminal cases. The police are not included in the military of San Marino. Crossbow Corps. Once at the heart of San Marino's army, the Crossbow Corps is now a ceremonial force of approximately 80 volunteers. Since 1295, the Crossbow Corps has provided demonstrations of crossbow shooting at festivals. Its uniform design is medieval. While still a statutory military unit, the Crossbow Corps has no military function today. Guard of the Rock. The Guard of the Rock is a front-line military unit in the San Marino Armed Forces, a state border patrol, with responsibility for patrolling borders and defending them. In their role as fortress guards, they are responsible for guarding the Palazzo Pubblico in San Marino City, the seat of national government. In this role they are the forces most visible to tourists and are known for their colorful ceremony of changing the guard. Under the 1987 statute, the Guard of the Rock are all enrolled as criminal police officers, in addition to their military role, and assist the police in investigating major crime. The uniform of the Guard of the Rock is a distinctive red and green. Guard of the Grand and General Council. The Guard of the Grand and General Council, commonly known as the Guard of the Council or locally as the Guard of Nobles, formed in 1741, is a volunteer unit with ceremonial duties. Due to its striking blue, white, and gold uniform, it is perhaps the best-known part of the Sammarinese military, and appears on countless postcard views of the Republic. The functions of the Guard of the Council are to protect the Captain's Regent, and to defend the Grand and General Council during its formal sessions. They also act as ceremonial bodyguards to government officials at both state and church festivals. Company of Uniformed Militia. In former times, all families with 2 or more adult male members were required to enroll half of them in the Company of Uniformed Militia. This unit remains the basic fighting force of the armed forces of San Marino, but is largely ceremonial. It is a matter of civic pride for many Sammarinese to belong to the force, and all citizens with at least 6 years residence in the Republic are entitled to enroll. The uniform is dark blue, with a kepi bearing a blue and white plume. The ceremonial form of the uniform includes a white cross strap, and white and blue sash, white epaulets, and white decorated cuffs. Military Ensemble. Formally this is part of the Army Militia, and is the ceremonial military band of San Marino. It consists of approximately 60 musicians. The uniform is similar to that of the Army Militia. Military ensemble music accompanies most state occasions in the Republic. Gendarmerie. Established in 1842, the Gendarmerie of San Marino is a militarized law enforcement agency. Its members are full-time and have responsibility for the protection of citizens and property, and the preservation of law and order. The entire military corps of San Marino depends upon the cooperation of full-time forces and their retained, volunteer, colleagues, known as the Corpi Militari Volontari, or Voluntary Military Force. Economy. San Marino is a developed country, and although it is not a European Union member, it is allowed to use the euro as its currency by arrangement with the Council of the European Union. It is also granted the right to use its own designs on the national side of the euro coins. Before the euro, the Sammarinese lira was pegged to, and exchangeable with, the Italian lira. The small number of Sammarinese euro coins, as was the case with the lira before it, are primarily of interest to coin collectors. San Marino's per capita GDP and standard of living are comparable to that of Italy. Key industries include banking, electronics, and ceramics. The main agricultural products are wine and cheese. San Marino imports mainly staple goods from Italy. San Marino's postage stamps, which are valid for mail posted in the country, are mostly sold to philatelists and are a significant source of income. San Marino is no longer a member of the small European Postal Administration Cooperation. It has the world's third highest rate of car ownership, being one of only a handful of countries with more vehicles than people. As of October 2023, Gibraltar had the highest rate of car ownership per capita, and Guernsey was in the number 2 spot. Taxation. The corporate profits tax rate in San Marino is 8.5%. Capital gains are also subject to an 8.5% tax, and interest from bank deposits is subject to an 11% tax. Several benefits apply to new businesses, which can strongly reduce the amount of taxes to be paid. The personal income tax, IGR, Italian, Imposta Generale sui Redditi, was introduced in 1984 and it was heavily reformed in 2013 with the goal of increasing fiscal revenue. The nominal tax rate ranges from 9% for an annual revenue below €10,000 to 35% for revenues above year 80,000. In 1972, a value-added tax, VAT, system was introduced in Italy, and an equivalent tax was introduced also in San Marino, in accordance with the 1939 Friendship Treaty. However, this tax is not a standard value-added tax, but rather it is an import tax, thus, it is levied only on imported goods and raw resources. For this reason it is locally best known as single-stage tax, Italian, imposta monoface, as it is only applied one time during importation, while VAT is applied at every exchange. Furthermore, while VAT also applies to services, the import tax only applies on physical goods. Another important difference is that while VAT is computed on the final price paid by the consumer, the import tax is levied on the importation cost paid by the company, which is generally much lower. Under the European Union Customs Agreement, San Marino import tax is considered equivalent to the European VAT system. A separate tax on services, with a rate of 3%, has been introduced in 2011. The introduction of a true VAT system, not dissimilar from the European one, is under development. Because San Marino's tax rate is lower than surrounding Italy's, many businesses choose to be based in San Marino to avoid the higher rates. San Marino boasts a corporate rate 14.5% lower than Italy, 23%, and 12.5% lower than the EU average, 21.3%. This has made San Marino the tax haven of choice for many wealthy Italians and businesses. Tourism. The tourism sector contributes over 22% of San Marino's GDP, with approximately 2 million tourists having visited in 2014. On average, tourists spend about 2 nights in the Republic, making on average a tourist present per 3 residents at any given time. Conventions with Italy. San Marino and Italy have engaged in conventions since 1862, dictating some economic activities in San Marino's territory. Cultivation of tobacco and production of goods which are subject to Italy's government monopoly are forbidden in San Marino. Direct import is forbidden. All goods coming from a third party have to travel through Italy before reaching the country. Although it is allowed to print its own postal stamps, San Marino is not allowed to coin its own currency and is obliged to use Italy's mint. The agreement does not affect the right of the Republic of San Marino to continue to issue gold coins denominated in scudi. The legal value of 1 gold scudo is 37.50 euros. Gambling is legal and regulated, however, casinos were outlawed prior to 2007. There is one legally operating casino. In exchange for these limitations, Italy provides San Marino with an annual stipend, provided at cost, of sea salt, not more than 250 tons per year, tobacco, 40 tons, cigarettes, 20 tons, and matches, unlimited amount. At the border there are no formalities with Italy. However, at the tourist office visitors can purchase officially cancelled souvenir stamps for their passports. Population. Demographics. As of September 2023, San Marino is estimated to number 33,896 residents. Of these, 28,226 have Sammarinese citizenship, while 4,881 have Italian citizenship, with 789 citizens of other countries. Another 13,000 Sammarinese live abroad, 6,600 in Italy, 3,000 in the US, 2,000 in France and Argentina. The first census since 1976 was conducted in 2010. Results were expected by the end of 2011, however, 13% of families did not return their forms. The primary language spoken is Italian. Romagnol is also widely spoken. Notable people: Giovanni Battista Belluzzi, 1506 in San Marino, 1554, architect. Francesco Maria Marini, FL. 1637, composer of early Baroque music. Francesco de Marini, 1630 in Genova, 1700, Catholic archbishop. Antonio Onofri, 1759–1825, statesman, father of his country. Little Tony, 1941 in Tivoli, 2013, pop and rock musician. Pasquale Valentini, born 1953 in San Marino, politician who has held multiple ministerial posts. Massimo Bonini, born 1959 in San Marino, football player who played for Juventus. Marco Macchina, born 1964 in San Marino, footballer who played for Bologna FC, Parma, Reggiana, and AC Milan. Valentina Monetta, born 1975 in San Marino, singer who represented San Marino 4 times in the Eurovision Song Contest. Manuel Poggiali, born 1983 in San Marino, Grand Prix motorcycle road racing world champion. Alex da Angelis, born 1984 in Rimini, Grand Prix motorcycle road racer. Alessandra Perelli, born 1988 in Rimini, shooting Olympic silver and bronze medalist and first San Marino citizen to win a medal. Tokyo 2020 Gianmarco Berti, born 1982 in San Marino, shooting Olympic silver medalist and second San Marino citizen to win a medal. Tokyo 2020 Miles Nazim Amin, born 1996 in Dearborn, Michigan, 2020 86 kilograms wrestling Olympic bronze medalist and third San Marino citizen to win a medal. Tokyo 2020. Religion. San Marino is a predominantly Catholic state, though Catholicism is not an established religion. Over 48.4% of the population profess the Catholic faith, and approximately half of those regularly attend church. There is no episcopal see in San Marino, although its name is part of the present diocesan title. Historically, the various parishes in San Marino were divided between 2 Italian dioceses, mostly in the Diocese of Montefeltro, and partly in the Diocese of Rimini. In 1977, the border between Montefeltro and Rimini was readjusted so that all of San Marino fell within the Diocese of Montefeltro. The Bishop of Montefeltro San Marino resides in Penabili, in Italy's province of Pesaro e Urbino. The country's high Catholic majority can mainly be traced back to the country's founding, when Saint Marinus set up the first fortress to protect Christians from Roman persecution. The small state's culture has primarily remained Catholic ever since. There is a provision under the income tax rules that taxpayers have the right to request the allocation of 0.3% of their income tax to the Catholic Church or to charities. The Diocese of San Marino Montefeltro was until 1977 the historic Diocese of Montefeltro. It is a suffragan of the Metropolitan Archdiocese of Ravenna-Serbia. The diocese includes all the parishes of San Marino. The earliest mention of Montefeltro, as monastery, is in the diplomas by which Charlemagne confirmed the donation of Pepper. The first known bishop of Montefeltro was Agatho, 826, whose residence was at San Leo. Under Bishop Flaminius Dandi, 1724, the see was again transferred to San Leo, but later it returned to Penabili. The historic diocese was a suffragan of the Archdiocese of Urbino. Since 1988, there is formally an apostolic nunciature to the Republic, but it is vested in the nuncio to Italy. Other faiths include the Waldensian Church and Jehovah's Witnesses. There has been a Jewish presence in San Marino for at least 600 years. The first mention of Jews in San Marino dates to the late 14th century, in official documents recording the business transactions of Jews. There are many documents throughout the 15th to 17th centuries describing Jewish dealings and verifying the presence of a Jewish community in San Marino. Jews were permitted official protection by the government. During World War II, San Marino provided a haven for more than 100,000 Jews and other Italians, approximately 10 times the Samarinese population at the time, from Nazi persecution. As of 2012, few Jews remain. In 2019, the sculpture dialogue by Michel Chiaruzzi was inaugurated at St. Anne Chapel, the first monument of its kind devoted to interfaith dialogue. San Marino also holds the first Shinto shrine built in Europe approved by the Association of Shinto Shrines, that being the San Marino Jinja. Transport. The Azienda Autonoma di Stato per i Servizi Pubblici, the Samarinese state company for public transport, operates the country's bus network and aerial cable car system. Road. The main road is the San Marino Highway, a dual carriageway which runs between Borgo Maggiore and Dogana through Domagnano and Serravalle. After crossing the international border at Dogana, the highway continues through Italy as the SS-72 State Road, touching the international border at Rovereto. It serves Cerasolo, a frazione of Coriano, and the Rimini Sud exit of the A14 tolled highway, before terminating at the crossroads with the SS-16 State Road. Several taxi companies operate in San Marino, buses and coaches. As of December 2023, 8 bus routes operate entirely within San Marino. All but one line starts in the city of San Marino, with several lines serving Borgo Maggiore, Domagnano, Cireval, Dogana, and San Marino Hospital. Start Romagna Spa operates several routes that run entirely in Italian territory but near the Sammarinese border, providing connections to Rimini, Verrocchio, and Nova Feltria. Rimini and San Marino are connected by the coach companies Bonelli and Benedettini, which provide several services per day throughout the year. In the city of San Marino, the coaches depart from the central bus stop in Piazzale Marino Calcignide, then stop in Borgo Maggiore, Domagnano, Cireval, Dogana, and Cerasolo, a frazione of Coriano, before reaching Rimini's Arch of Augustus and railway station. The coaches complete the route in approximately 50 minutes. Aerial cable car system. The Funivia di San Marino is an aerial cable car system connecting a lower terminus in Borgo Maggiore to an upper terminus in the city of San Marino. Running every 15 minutes, the 2-minute ride is renowned for its panoramic views over San Marino, the province of Rimini, and the Adriatic Sea. The cable car system is a major tourist attraction, and considered a defining symbol of San Marino. The cable car system transports 500,000 passengers yearly across approximately 21,000 trips. It was inaugurated on the 1st of August 1959. In 1995 and 1996, it was modernized with double load-bearing cables built by Doppelmayr Italia, and further renovated in spring 2017. Aviation. The closest airports to San Marino are Federico Fellini Airport in Rimini's frazione of Miramare, Luigi Ridolfi Airport in Forlì, Raffaello Sanzio Airport in Ancona, and Guglielmo Marconi Airport in Bologna. Since the 1980s, the governments of San Marino and Italy have signed several bilateral agreements concerning San Marino's access to Fellini Airport. After the Sammarinese government acquired a 3% stake in Fellini Airport's management company, Aeradria, in 2002, the airport was officially named Rimini San Marino Airport. In June 2018, Ariminum, Aeradria's successor as Fellini Airport's management company, repainted the airport terminal to read Aeroporto Internazionale di Rimini San Marino, Rimini and San Marino International Airport, replacing the previous Aeroporto Internazionale Federico Fellini International Airport. The most significant bilateral agreement, ratified on 16 September 2013, provided San Marino a 40-year concession over some areas of Fellini Airport. The areas were expected to host a private terminal, with a customs border allowing goods destined for San Marino not to pass through Italian customs. As of August 2023, Sammarinese authorities still have no presence at the airport. Taraxio Airfield is San Marino's only aviation facility. It is a small general aviation aerodrome in Taraxia, a village east of the Castello of Domagnano, less than 200 meters, 660 feet, from the Italian border. Taraxia's only grass runway was first used in 1981, but the airfield's structure was opened in 1985. In July 2012, the runway was extended to 650 meters, 2,130 feet. The airfield is owned and operated by Aero Club San Marino, a flying club with approximately 100 members. In the summer, between 10 and 15 planes typically land at the airfield per day. The airfield hosts a flight school, recreational flights and sports, and some tourist flights in small aircraft. At the site of the present-day parking lot for the Funivia's Borgo Maggiore terminus was a heliport, which inaugurated its first flights in September 1950. On 30 June 1959, a helicopter line running between Borgo Maggiore and a heliport by Rimini's port was inaugurated. Operated by Compagnia Italiana Elicotteri, the service ran several times per day, using a fleet of 4-seater Bell 47J Rangers and a 3-seater Augusta Bell AB 47G, which were serviced at Rimini's airport. In 1964, the line was extended to San Leo. Tickets would cost up to 12,500 lira, including the cable car to the city of San Marino and a shuttle to the Leonine Fortress. The service would take 15 minutes to reach Rimini and 10 minutes to reach San Leo. The service closed in 1969. Railway. San Marino currently has no railway except an 800-meter, half-mile, heritage railway, which opened in 2012. Between 1932 and 1944, a 31.5-kilometer, 19.6-mile, electrified narrow-gauge railway operated between Rimini and the city of San Marino, serving Dogana, Serravalle, Domagnano, and Borgo Maggiore along its route. During the Second World War, the line was bombed and closed, after which its tunnels sheltered refugees during the battles of Rimini and San Marino. After the war, the railway was abandoned in favor of the San Marino Highway. In 2012, an 800-meter, half-mile, section was reopened as a heritage railway in the city of San Marino, running between Piazzale della Stazione and near Via Napoleone. The restored section comprises the original railway's final horseshoe turn through the 502-meter, 1,647-foot, Montale Tunnel. Despite its short operational history, the Rimini-San Marino Railway retains an important place in Sammarinese culture and history, and has featured on Sammarinese postal stamps. Both the Sammarinese and Italian governments have expressed interest in reopening the line. Between 1921 and 1960, San Marino was also served by a station on the Rimini-Novafeltria Railway in Torello, on the other side of the international border from Gualdixiolo in San Marino's west. This provided San Marino its first railway station, albeit located in Italian territory. Culture. The three towers of San Marino are located on the three peaks of Monte Titano in the capital. They are depicted on both the flag of San Marino and its coat of arms. The three towers are: Guaita, the oldest of the three. It was constructed in the 11th century, the 13th century Sesta, located on the highest of Monte Titano's summits, and the 14th century Montale, on the smallest of Monte Titano's summits, still privately owned. University. The Università di Studi della Repubblica di San Marino, University of the Republic of San Marino, is the main university, which includes the Scuola Superiore di Studi Storici di San Marino, Graduate School of Historical Studies, a distinguished research and advanced international study center governed by an international scientific committee coordinated by the emeritus historian Luciano Confera. An important music institution is the Istituto Musicale Sammarinese, Sammarinese Musical Institute. The Accademia Internazionale della Scienze San Marino or Accademia Internazionale delle Scienze San Marino, International Academy of Sciences San Marino, was known for adopting Esperanto as the language for teaching and for scientific publications. The Accademia was dissolved in 2020. Italian author Umberto Eco had attempted to create a university without physical structures in San Marino. Sport. In San Marino, football is the most popular sport. Basketball and volleyball are also popular. The three sports have their own federations: the San Marino Football Federation, the San Marino Basketball Federation and the San Marino Volleyball Federation. The San Marino national football team has had little success, being made up of part-timers. Never qualifying for a major tournament, and recording only one win in over 25 years of its history, a 1-0 victory in 2004 against Liechtenstein. They have drawn 4 more, with their most notable result being a 1993 0-0 draw with Turkey during the European qualifiers for the 1994 FIFA World Cup. In the same qualifying competition, Davide Gualtieri scored a goal 8.3 seconds into a match against England. This goal held the record for the fastest in international football until 2016. San Marino has a club in the Italian league system called ASDV San Marino and a domestic amateur league, the Campionato Sammarinese, whose teams also participate in European club competitions. Together with Italy, San Marino held the 2019 UEFA European Under-21 Championship, with teams playing at the Stadio Olimpico in Cireval. With Italy being the sole automatic qualifiers, the Sammarinese team was not participating in the final tournament. A Formula One race, the San Marino Grand Prix, was named after the state, although it did not take place there. Instead, it was held at the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in the Italian town of Imola, about 100 kilometers, 60 miles, northwest of San Marino. Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna suffered fatal accidents a day apart during the 1994 Grand Prix. This international event was removed from the calendar in 2007, although the circuit has since returned to the calendar as the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. The San Marino and Rimini's Coast Motorcycle Grand Prix was reinstated in the schedule in 2007 and takes place at the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli, as does San Marino's round of the World Superbike Championship. San Marino has a professional baseball team which plays in Italy's top division. It has participated in the European Cup tournament for the continent's top club sides several times, hosting the event in 1996, 2000, 2004, and 2007. It won the championship in 2006, 2011 and 2014. Shooting is also very popular in San Marino, with many shooters having taken part in international competitions and the Olympic Games. At the 2020 Summer Olympics, San Marino became the smallest country to earn an Olympic medal when Alessandra Berli won a bronze medal in the women's trap. They later won another medal, this one silver, with Berli's and Gianmarco Betti's performance in the mixed trap shooting event. Cuisine. The cuisine of San Marino is extremely similar to Italian, especially that of the adjoining Emilia-Romagna and Marca regions, but it has a number of its own unique dishes and products. Its best known is probably the Torta Tre Monti, cake of the three mountains or cake of the three towers, a wafer-layered cake covered in chocolate depicting the three towers of San Marino. The country also has a small wine industry. UNESCO. The site San Marino, Historic Center and Mount Titano became part of the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2008. The decision was taken during the 32nd session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee composed of 21 countries convened in Quebec, Canada. Music. The country has a long and rich musical tradition, closely linked to that of Italy, but which is also highly independent in itself. A well-known 17th-century composer is Francesco Maria Marini. The pop singer Little Tony achieved considerable success in the United Kingdom and Italy in the 1950s and 1960s. San Marino has taken part in the Eurovision Song Contest 11 times, achieving 3 final qualifications to date, with then 3, eventually 4-time contestant and San Marino native Valentina Monetta with Maybe in 2014. Turkish singer Sahat with Say Na 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 who achieved 19th place in the final in 2019 and Italian singer Scene Hit along with American rapper Flo Rida who qualified for the 2021 final with the song Adrenalina. Theatre. The Teatro Nuovo, Cireval, is a theatre of the Republic of San Marino located in Dogana, a town in the Cireval municipality, Castello, not far from the border with Italy. It has a capacity of 872 seats of which 604 are in the stalls and is the largest theatre in the Republic. Public holidays and festivals.